doing? It's currently thunderstorming outside. So I decided that I would cuddle up by the window with you and watch the rain. You can't see out my window, or at least I hope you can't. Otherwise you have some explaining to do. But you can picture what it looks like. Now the audio quality is not going to be as good as my other videos because I'm recording on my phone. So there might be a deal of white noise or other stuff. I'll try to edit around it as best I can, but no promises. It's getting to the point where it's a little bit dark outside. There are lanterns outside of my window and outside of my apartment that automatically activate if it gets too dark, which they have. They are all shining very brightly. There was a little bit of thunder earlier. I haven't heard any in a little bit, so hopefully it doesn't come back. This morning, it didn't look like it was going to rain. In fact, it was really hot. Like, where I live in Canada, the temperatures are either really hot in the summer or really cold in the winter. At least that's how they feel to me. I have a ton of friends who, well, not a ton of friends, but I know a fair few people that live in areas like Florida and Ohio and Texas and Kansas and California. I know a lot of Americans. And they all insist upon their life that they live in the hottest state or the craziest state. You know who you are. Yeah, you. The person who insists that wherever you live has the craziest weather. Don't deny it. Oh, speaking of which, you want to know the funny thing about recording some of these audios? It's sometimes I'll try to write things to make a script more immersive, and I always, without fail, get somebody in the comments, contradicting what I said. And like every time, I can't bring up height anymore in these audios because I once jokingly called the listener short, and I got so many comments saying, I'm not short, I'm this height. I just straight up had to say, okay, I don't care. It was funny at first, but I was getting hundreds of comments from people telling me I'm this height. And I thought, okay, don't say that the listener is short. People don't like that very much. Then I said the listener was tall. Got the same reaction, except that one was a bit more subdued. Got a few people saying, but I'm short. But not much else. Same with, if I mention, wow, where you live has really crazy weather. People are either gonna say, me who lives on the moon, it's not that bad. Or if I say, wow, the weather's really calm here, me who lives in, I don't know, just anywhere in the world, seriously, then yeah. It's like, You do it in an attempt to be immersive, because if I just say, you're the right height I expected you to be, well, that doesn't really say much. That's not something you would say in real life. Sounds like the rain's calming down. Yeah, I don't hear the rain coming down quite as hard. I could see the raindrops a little while ago. They're still hitting, though. I can hear them on the roof. They're just a little less fearsome. Anyway, I forget what I was talking about. Yeah, in like the few minutes I've been sitting here, I can already tell it's getting darker. It is currently in the late evening. Still a bit of sunlight out, but likely not for too much longer. So I imagine that the sun is in the process of going down, and night is hitting. Oh, some unfortunate soul is running over to a door right now. They didn't pack an umbrella. Oh no. Run, person, run. Make it to the sanctuary of the door. Oh, that was lightning. Is there gonna be any thunder? Oh, I hope not. There was a power flicker today. Like, I was in the bathroom and the bathroom light flickered just for a brief moment. Like a warning shot. I'd gotten back today from classes because my college classes have finally started up again. And I was like, man, it's been a long day. I should get my homework done so I have the rest of the night off. And then maybe I'll play Baldur's Gate or Bravely Default 2. And then a thunderstorm, lightning storm hits. And it's like, never mind. Because the last thing you want to do as a gamer is get really deep into something, a game that you really enjoy, and then have the power go out and destroy all your hard-earned progress. Also, you could probably hear that car going by just now. Yeah, the highway isn't overwhelmingly far from where I live, so sometimes you hear overtuned engines going by. Or, just people with really noisy vehicles. Are any of you starting college? Or university? Or any of you starting high school? Or maybe a new job, an apprenticeship, an internship, a freelance position, an entrepreneurship? Or maybe education isn't really your thing, and you're finding your own little way. Well, whatever you're doing, good for you for starting. That takes a lot of bravery, whether you did it voluntarily or not. To the people that are just starting out in college years or university years, well, I'm no expert, but I've been pursuing my post-secondary stuff for 4 years now. And any advice I can offer that I wish I had heard when I started off. So, it's where you really start to learn about independence, ideally. Let's say you're living on your own. It's scary, You gotta look after yourself, you gotta cook for yourself, you gotta buy for yourself. If you're like me, you're in a completely different place, be it in another country, or just another province, or just another town, or even just another street, You live in a city, but you're away from your comfort zone. It's really daunting at first, and it seems really overwhelming. That's because it is. It is really overwhelming. Wait, sorry, someone messaged me something like, I got you a Pazuki. It looks like Pazuki. What? I got a Pazuki, guys. I definitely misread that. But that's another thing, Generally, you'll meet a lot of new and interesting people as well. And over time, it becomes easier. By the end of the years, you'll likely forget that you even ever struggled. And hey, maybe you're not living on your own. Maybe you have people to support you, or maybe you're living with your family still because it was the best choice. That's fine. Right now, you're at a point in your life where you're really learning how to get up off your feet, but you're not quite ready to yet. So you need a little assistance, and that's fine. And if you're doing it all on your own, I hope you can. Everyone goes through life at their own pace, you know? Like, I've met some people during my courses who are in their late 30s and are just starting post-secondary for the first time. Everyone starts at their own pace, and it is what it is. Me, I only got my license a couple months ago. I'm gonna be 22 soon. The pandemic certainly had an effect on when I was going to get my license originally, but some people got it way earlier than me. A lot of people did. Some people got it way later than me. Same with, like, jobs, careers, education, whatever, you know? I know it's hard, but try not to compare yourself to what other people are doing, because you're absolutely going to hear somebody say, like, you know, you're taking too long doing this, or so-and-so has done this, why haven't you? Which, while it may seem like they are in, you know, a valid point to argue or a valid position to argue from, the actual truth is everyone progresses at their own rates. If you need to take some time, take some time. Nobody gets through life at the same pace. You know, we're all different people. We all have different tolerances and patience levels and all sorts of stuff. And some of these things are just easier for other people. You know? Yeah. Wow, that is a dark storm cloud. Yeah, so it was hot earlier this morning, but it didn't look like it was gonna rain. And then poof, this storm cloud just snuck up on us. I was watching some videos on my computer before the rain started. It's not so bad if the power goes out while you're watching a video. You can always just watch it another time. The computer hasn't gone out yet, so no power flickers yet. There's a building across the street, like another apartment building. I wonder if the power flickers, if I'm going to see it. That would be interesting. It's really far away, so I'm not really sure. That'd be kind of cool, though. Just see all the lights go out at once. Like, I hope they turn back on, but it would be interesting for sure. The power flickering actually scares me a little bit. Like that moment of just suffocating silence. Man, I was gonna shower today, like after I got home, but then this thunderstorm happened. I've heard you shouldn't shower in a thunderstorm, because even though it's a tiny, tiny chance, if the building you're in, or wherever, gets struck by a lightning bolt while you're showering, it could have very disastrous effects on you. I don't know the validity of that, but I've never gotten in a shower afterwards, during a thunderstorm afterwards, and right now I wish I could. But such times will have to wait. Yeah. So, in terms of starting schooling again, it's been difficult to find time to write scripts, because over the summer, or at the end of the, year last year, I thought, okay, in the summer I'll have more time to write. Then I had to work 2 jobs in order to afford rent. So I still didn't have time to write, but I tried my best. And then I thought, okay, when the summer ends, I'll find time to squeeze it in during the school year. Which was half right. It's still really difficult. And I don't know if anyone else in the comments are introverted like me, but when you're done with a big event of the day, you know, like you go to your education class or whatever, or you go to your job, and then you come home after that, the last thing you want to do is work more. No, you want to take some time for yourself. Misconception, by the way. I've seen a lot of people confuse introvert and extrovert, the meanings behind it. A lot of people think that being introverted means you're antisocial, and extroverted means you're very social. That's not completely correct. It can mean those things, but you know the feeling of burnout? Like, you just have had a long day and you're so tired. Well, if you're feeling really shitty, really tired, and you want to recover, introverts like to spend time alone to do that. They need to be curled up with a book or their favorite video game, or go for a walk on their own, or maybe just cook some food or whatever, They just need to be on their own for a bit. And if you have any introverted friends, but you're not introverted yourself, you may be confused sometimes when they just suddenly don't want to hang out, or they need some alone time, or, you drag them somewhere without asking them, or just really out of the blue, and they seem to be in a cranky mood. Well, that's because we don't like when things get sprung up on us out of nowhere, or if we've had a really long day, we're super tired, kind of like sleepiness, crankiness. And if you drag us somewhere or want to hang out with us, we're not in a hospitable mood. And that has nothing to do with you. You just caught us at the worst possible time that you could have. Meanwhile, being extroverted means you'll recover your energy by spending time with other people. You might go to hang out with your friends. You might go to a bar or a restaurant or whatever. Or you might go to the mall and do some shopping. Or you might video call somebody or go into a public lobby somewhere. You want to get that human interaction. That sustains an extrovert. They recharge by spending time with other people. So, a lot of extroverts tend to be social, and a lot of introverts can be antisocial because they get their energy by spending time alone. But I want to make it very clear, they're not exclusive. An extrovert can still feel burnout and want to be alone sometimes. Just because you're extroverted doesn't mean you're gonna always want to hang out with people. No. Sometimes you need your alone time. Meanwhile, introverts are perfectly capable of going to big gatherings and hanging out with other people. Just imagine it like a battery meter, An extrovert, you go to a social event and that battery meter starts to drain. An extrovert, they can go to 100%. They've got plenty of social battery. Heck, it might even recharge them. They love being around people most of the time. An introvert, their maximum's 40%. They can do it, but they won't last as long. And speaking as somebody who's not only claustrophobic but really hates crowds, just today, I went to class, had class, that got me a little drained. But then one of my friends wanted to go to the library because we needed to grab a play. So we went to the library, and then she wanted to read the play. So we sat down and read an excerpt from the play. And then I was feeling pretty tired after that. Then we got into a bus that was jam-packed full of people. And my claustrophobia kicked in, and I went from 40% to 10% in about the 2-minute ride it took to get home. I was shaking, and then I get home, and my roommate has company over, and the company almost looked like they were going to stick around, and I actually closed my door and locked it. I didn't even care if I was being mean. Well, okay, I did. I felt bad, but I was like, I need to be alone right now. If someone talks to me, I'm going to explode. And it's not that person's fault. I've just, I'm out. I need to recharge. It's the same reason why You don't ask your phone to search up something on Google when it's at 0% battery. It's dead. It cannot function as intended anymore. You gotta let it recharge. So there you go. I hope you learned something. I feel better now. But if any of you have ever experienced that, well, I hope I recontextualized it for you a little bit. Yeah, it looks like it's getting super dark now. Alright, lovelies. I think I'm gonna let you simmer. I see a little lightning in the distance. It's probably closing in on us. Thank you all for 27K. Or was it? Yeah, it was 27. You're lovely. Have a good night. I'm rooting for you.